I love the images that come to mind of releasing something, letting it flow through your hands. You can just see your shoulders loosen, the weight leave you. Your whole being changes when you open it up. However, this is a practice that I'm doing. This is a spiritual exercise. This is trying to become healthy, me individually. And the reason I'm sharing it with you today is because we all have our spiritual exercises. We all have the images that come to mind when we worship God. We all have our practices. I was talking to Dale this week about what I was going to talk about, kind of getting into proof almost. And then we were talking, and Dale said, I find myself worshiping like this. And I thought, that's his spiritual exercise. And if you look back through time, it's not like any of these exercises are brand new. People, countless years, have been worshiping God in the exact same way. Some people pray to worship God fully at the altar. They come and they kneel. People kneel down. Some people stand with their hands high. Some stand their hands out to the side. I choose that no matter where I stand or how I stand, when I worship God in prayer, today, if you notice, my hands, I've really tried to keep them open because this is one way that I'm worshiping God today. Some people fold their hands. I thought certain weird things come to mind. Monks. Monks walk like this. You think they walk like this because it feels good? Not naturally. So I started thinking, why do monks walk like this? They're focused. It's their spiritual exercise. It's something that they do to make sure what is on the outside lines up with what's on the inside. We all may not walk around like this, but we all have a spiritual exercise. If you open up again at Psalm 63, verse 4, it should be up here in just a second. I have the privilege of knowing where we're going, so mine's already there. I'll give you a second to get there. 63:4. This is a point where David's in the desert. So we don't know really completely why he's in the desert, but he's in the desert, so it's hot. May not be the most pleasant place for him to be. But read what he says. It says, I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. After finding these scriptures and thinking about this and putting it together, letting it all fuse, see what this puzzle is going to look like. It started coming to me that throughout the entire Bible, whether we see it or they say it explicitly, all of our characters, our pillars of the faith, have had these spiritual exercises. Monks walk around like this. David Dale had his hands lifted to God. Jesus went to a secluded place to pray. He went and got by himself. Was that a spiritual exercise? I have to ask myself. We all have these. Mine is to keep my hands open. We had the skit beforehand where I had two youth in there, and one was a bad youth, the other was a good youth. But as they were in this, they were running, much like we are now. We're running through this race of life. Somebody fell down. Somebody stopped and helped them. How did they help them? Well, they helped them by stopping and being there for them. Maybe you don't have a spiritual exercise. Maybe you're like me and couldn't identify it. Talk to each other. All of these different pieces of equipment, when I was sitting out there today, I started looking at them. That one I'm kind of afraid of, however. But all these pieces of equipment are here. But are these equipment likened to spiritual exercises? Maybe this is my hands being open. If I go up here, it's my hands lifted high. Maybe over here, my hands are folded. Just like all of these do something a little bit different. All of our spiritual exercises could be a little bit different. As we grow to become a healthy church, we've had things that happen. But like Gary said last week, we're done. That's closed. Something new is coming. Something different. Healing is here. Healing is coming. To be an excellent church. To be the church, we need to communicate with one another. We can look around and see each other, sometimes maybe not being all the way into it, maybe being wholly into it. But guess what? We have the privilege of being able to talk to each other. We sang a song earlier about how great it is to be in God's family. Share with one another your spiritual exercise. Share your exercise equipment. Share what you do that strengthens you, that gets you closer to God, that brings you into a relationship. Today, as I close, I was going to ask the band to come back up because I wanted to share one more thing that helps me. Worship songs help me a lot. When I need something, I need to get in tune with God. We all have our certain songs that we go to. We all have specific songs that we love that brings us in tune with God. It could be anything. My song is, I Love You, Lord, I Lift My Voice. Easiest song in the world, about 8 verses maybe. That sums me up. Easy, simple, gets it done. We all have our songs. We all have our spiritual pieces of equipment, our exercises. Today I want to give you one more opportunity before we head out into the week. We have those competitions happen for our time, and our energy, and our thoughts. This is my way of showing God, by my hands being open non-verbally, that I'm there. Word and spirit, I'm there. Take your time today to practice your spiritual exercise. If you don't know what yours is, take mine today. None of these are unique pieces of equipment. We've ran forever. We've done this for a long time. Share your spiritual exercises with one another. As we go to lunch, as we go out, wherever we go today, share. Share with one another. Grow to become a healthy church, a healthy body. These things are our exercises. The last thought I have before we go is, wherever we go, whatever we do, we're giving off these nonverbal cues. We're giving them to each other. We're giving them to God. What do yours say? Do they match up? Are you so conflicted? Your hands are so tied? Or can you release them and give it over to God? That's my challenge to you as a church. That's my challenge to me as myself. That's our challenge. That's us running the race, helping one another, putting it all together and worshiping God. Thank you all very much. Bless you.